welcome to my channel once again. Thanks for joining, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification button, and then like this video. You can share with your friends. My aim is to share information and help people develop themselves, help people develop their leadership. I look at trending issues, I look at political issues, I look at relationships, I look at entertainment, I look at sports, and I bring out issues that affect us in our personal development and our personal leadership to see the lessons we can learn from those issues. And then when we address it, I'm sure people will benefit. My objective is to help people become better. My objective is to help people become better. And I'm sure that when you watch these videos, the things you learn from these videos will help you become better in your relationships, in your life in general. So in our last video, we talked about online versus real life, and I made mention of the fact that these days, in this millennium, in this generation, online is a new real life. It is difficult to differentiate your life online from your life in real life. It is more and more getting very difficult to differentiate that. People will judge you first by what they see online rather than what they see in person. Many people will not have the opportunity to meet you in person, but they will have the opportunity every time, every day, every moment, any minute to access you online. And what they see online is what they judge you with. So we must be careful. And I talked about social media background checking, that many people lose opportunities of jobs, scholarships, visas, and all that because they get disqualified by their profile online. And so if you have a profile that is negatively representing you or presenting you in a negative light, it is more likely that you will miss out on many opportunities that are available to people. So it is important that you portray yourself in the right light. Thank you, sorry for that. In the right light. Now, I'm going to be sharing a few tips, just 4 tips on how to maintain the right profile online. 4 tips on how to maintain the right profile online. Now, the first tip I'm going to share is 1, don't advertise your ignorance. Do not advertise your ignorance. It's amazing when you go on social media and then an issue is trending. Many people who do not know anything about that issue, they quickly jump into the discussion and then they advertise their ignorance. They advertise their ignorance. Do not enter into a discussion that you have little knowledge about. Do not enter into an argument that you have little knowledge about. Do not enter into an argument or discussion with the opinion of another person. Try to research. Try to do research on your own. Try to confirm things, form your own opinion, and then you get into the discussion. If you don't do that, all you end up doing is advertising your ignorance. You will end up advertising your ignorance. That a topic is trending does not mean you must contribute to that discussion. That a discussion is trending does not mean you must contribute to that discussion. Make sure you research. Make sure you have some good knowledge of an issue before delving into it. Make sure you have some good knowledge of an issue before delving into it, or else you'll be advertising your ignorance. And when you do so, when people see your response to issues online, they take it that, okay, this is your opinion, this is your stance. And if your opinion or your stance is foolish, if it is uninformed, if it is uneducated, they take it that you are uninformed, you are foolish, and you are uneducated. So the first tip is, do not advertise your ignorance. Research very well. Have good knowledge before contributing to any topic that is trending online. That's the first thing. Now, the second point is this: minimize savage and vulgar responses online. Minimize savage and vulgar responses online. Savage responses, vulgar responses are not for everybody. They are not for everybody. Savage responses are not for everybody. For crying out loud, if you're not a comedian, you should not be responding to serious issues with comic relief. That's my thought, because people will see you as unserious. When a serious matter is played out, you're not a comedian, but you just respond with some kind of savage, what's trending these days, people just look for the funniest way to respond to an issue, and then they respond regardless of how important the issue is, regardless of how the person they're responding to will feel, regardless of the implication of their response. People just want to respond for response sake. Savage responses doesn't really mean you're funny. It doesn't really come across like you're funny. It only presents you in a light of unseriousness, a carefree person. If you're not a comedian, if you're not someone who is into the laughter, who cracks jokes for a living, it is not everything that is raised online that you respond to with savage responses, with funny responses. No, avoid doing that. Well, there are times when issues are funny, you can respond funny, but when issues are serious, avoid responding with savage responses, except you're in a circle where you're talking to people who understand you, that, well, he's just joking or she's just joking. But then when things go viral these days, you just put up a response, someone who you don't know will just screen grab it and put it up somewhere, and then it goes viral. It's funny. It goes viral. It's not everything should be funny to you. Not everything. You should take things with light heart, but don't take things too funny by responding in savage ways that will make people think that you are not a serious person. You're not a serious person. So please, first of all, don't advertise your ignorance. Secondly, avoid savage and vulgar. Yeah, vulgar. Many people use languages that in real life they don't use. That a particular slang or a particular pattern of speech or pattern of talk is trending doesn't mean you must talk like that. It paints you in a light. If perhaps the slang emanated or originated from some hoodlums or criminals or some gangbangers and all that, and you online you use those responses, those languages, it only says that, well, this person is part of that type of people. So avoid that. The next thing is always check your spellings when you type, when you post things. Always check your spellings. And I'm telling you, savage people who respond savagely will always jump on misspellings. They will always jump on your misspellings, your mistakes. Always check your spellings. Always check your grammatical compositions before you post things online. It makes you look serious. It makes you look decent. It makes you look educated. It makes you look someone who's reasonable. It makes you look like someone who's thorough. It makes you look like someone who pays attention to detail. And these are the things that people look out for when they go through your background, when they go through your social media to do social media background checking. They check these things. So please ensure you check your spellings, check your grammatical expressions before you post things online. Use spelling aids on your keyboard. Use spelling aids. Use grammar aids like Grammarly and those apps like that, stuff like that. So to check your spellings and your grammatical expressions. It helps portray you in a light that shows that yes, you're educated, you're decent, you're thorough, you pay attention to detail, you're serious-minded. So please pay attention to checking your spellings and your grammatical expressions. So remember, we said first, don't advertise your ignorance. Secondly, minimize savage and vulgar responses. Thirdly, always check your spellings and your grammatical expressions. And then finally on this video, the last tip for maintaining the right profile online: research before you attach. Research before you attach. Like I said, it's something that is close to what I said by minimizing your ignorance. Research before you attach. You have no business putting up an opinion that you have not researched. You have no business putting up an opinion that you have not researched. And then don't rush into discussions. Do not rush into discussions. For the fact that some people a topic is trending and someone speaks, they're just too quick to attack the personality of somebody. And you must understand that interpreting the posts or the writings of people online is a subjective one. Many people interpret posts in subjective manners, which ought not to be so. People ought to interpret things objectively, but many people interpret things subjectively. They interpret things from the lenses of emotions, from the lenses of their prejudices and things like that. So learn to be objective. Don't just rush and attack issues. Research, calm down, try to understand what people say before you respond. When you respond in a rushing manner, you end up making a fool of yourself. You end up making people misunderstand you. You end up making people see you in wrong lights. So the essence of everything we've said in this concluding part of this video of online versus real life is that there are tips to help you maintain the right profile online that will improve your ability to get good opportunities and present yourself in good manners. First, we said do not advertise your ignorance. Secondly, minimize savage and vulgar responses online. Thirdly, always check your spellings and your grammatical expressions. And finally, research before you attach. Do not rush into issues. Do not rush into discussions. Research. Have your own opinion. Be objective before you speak. And thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like it, share it, and I'm sure you've learned something. Until the next time, stay well. Ciao. God bless you.